For a big part of my life, I never wanted to read. When I was younger, when I was trying to learn how to read, I was always forced to, read every single day to learn it. So I'll say you have to read for 10 minutes every single day, Loris. That was what I was told. So yeah, I'll go read. And then when I had learned to read and I didn't have to read for those 10 minutes anymore, I completely stopped. I hated reading, to be honest. For a long time, I didn't want to read any books. Every time people say books, I'll just, no, 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 no. I can just watch a video on it. Doesn't matter. Books are boring. That was my viewpoint for such a long time, bro. Because I was always because I was kind of, you can say, forced to read when I was younger. I never wanted to read when I became older. I was like, no, 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 I'm not going to do it. And I also think that the reason was that I didn't have the attention span. Like, I couldn't concentrate on a book for that long. Like, sitting there looking at the words, being like, oh yeah, these are words. When I was used to watching these crazy YouTube videos, like, that would never entertain me to just look at the words there. But when I discovered self-improvement, all of these YouTubers, they started talking about, oh yeah, you have to read, the greatest knowledge is in books, all of these things. And I'll be like, nah, I don't think I need to read any books. But then one day I was like, they keep on talking about it. It's like, I just thought, why is everybody saying it and I don't want to read? So when I got into some of the habits like meditation and I actually could focus a bit more, then I thought, fuck it, I'll get some books and I'll see what the hype is about, if it's really actually worth it to read. So I picked up a book again for the first time in many years. I clearly remember the first one that I read was Atomic Habits. It's a very popular book when I got into self-improvement and everybody was talking about it. And it helped me get an understanding of how habits worked, how to build habits, how to remove bad ones with kind of exchanging them with the good ones. So like, you can say I learned how to remove bad habits by implementing good ones. And so that book has so many good techniques, although I didn't really listen to the part where it says like systems over goals, because if you don't have a goal, then you don't know where you're going to. You're not having that higher thing that you're striving for. So just don't listen to that. But definitely, it helped me understand how, instead of just trying to do something every day, try to make it like kind of autistic, so that I'm gonna do it at this time, I'm gonna do this every single day. And yeah, like, that was one of the first books I read, and it honestly changed my life more than many of those videos did, because this was how I learned to implement the habits. When Andrew Tate came around, I was introduced to this escape the matrix. Oh yeah, the red pill or the blue pill, it was just like, yeah, you have to escape the matrix, guys. We're gonna get rich and we're gonna buy a Lambo and yeah, gold watches, diamond watches, yeah. And with that, I was introduced to the book The Millionaire Fast Lane. And it was the first book that I had read on, like, I think it was, no, not the first, the second book that I read on money. And this one explained the rat race very well, how most people are on the slow lane. He calls it like the sidewalk, the slow lane, and the fast lane. The rich, they are in the fast lane, the middle class is slow lane, and then the sidewalk is the poor people. And he explains how, this works and why people are trapped. And he kind of busts the myth of why you're not just, why don't you take the risk? That's basically his point. And it's definitely like, you get a way bigger understanding of how money works, and like why people have this mindset of, no, yeah, don't take the risk, just go get a job and work for 40 years instead of actually working super hard, and then you can enjoy and have tons of money, so you have freedom. And that book helped me change my mindset from like thinking, oh yeah, I'll get a job and then I'll work for 50 years. I'm not saying that I'm not going to work for 50 years, but not work for 50 years to get the weekend, like, kind of working to get the weekend instead of working. And then if I don't want to work, then I can just stop. That was the point of reading the book. And I got that understanding, and it completely changed my mind about how to think about money and how to think about how you're going to get a career and how you're going to make money. After that, I read the book Deep Work, and the Deep Work book is the one that got me more focused. It helped me understand systems that I could do, and why scrolling on your phone is bad, and that it doesn't benefit you anyhow, and that also that if you get distracted, it will take like 25 minutes to get focused again. It really taught me methods on how to be focused and how to create multiple hours worth of output in like 1 hour or 90 minutes. Like after I started using the techniques in the books and actually doing deep work, I could do what we would do in like a school day. In one school day, I could do that in an hour and a half. With that, like that really helped because I was like, shit. We had something called like reading holiday last year. So I was in the final year of like the folkeskole is like, you know, the normal school before like high school or whatever it is. I don't know what it's in, or college, whatever it is in English, I don't know. But and then we have like some reading holiday where to prepare for our exams we're at home. And I remember I would do like when I woke up I would do deep work as first thing in the morning, and I would literally do a day's worth of work. Like the things I would do in a day if I was at school, I would do that in 1.5 hours at home. And I was like, shit, that really changed my perspective on how you look at focus and phones, and how like my phone was just distracting me at all times, and instead I actually got productive for the first time in my life. Not so long ago, I was kind of in this mindset that, oh yeah, I'm on self-improvement. I've actually improved a lot. I'm better than everyone else. I was like always saying to myself, oh yeah, why don't you do this habit? Like you're a loser because you don't. Like we are all the same. And that was what Ego is the Enemy taught me, that you shouldn't think so highly of yourself, because ego is what will make you fall off. Ego is what will ruin everything that you've built up. It will make you stop doing the things that you know was getting you to your success. And that is the most dangerous thing, is just not being humble, not doing the same things just because you think that, oh, now that you've accomplished success, you can go and do and say whatever you want. You can do everything. Because the thing that got you to where you are now, to the success that I was at, was because I had worked very hard. And I suddenly forgot that because my ego just completely took over. And you see that happens for a lot of celebrities as well. And like I'm not like I'm just a normal guy, right? Happens for everybody. You probably know some people that you don't want to speak to because you think they're arrogant. I was arrogant in that way, and it's not a good idea to be arrogant in that way. You need to be way more humble and understand that it was your younger self that made sure that you are in this position. It was because he worked hard that you can actually be where you are now. And I forgot that completely, and that was what made me kind of fall off, or whatever you can say. The books that I listed before were kind of like the ones that I read once getting into self-improvement, and what changed my life in the first half. So if you're like completely experienced, I wouldn't recommend these books, to be honest. You've probably already read them, maybe. The last one here is if you're trying to find your purpose. It's called The Infinite Game by Simon Sinek. And this book, I'm still reading it. I'm not finished. What it has taught me is that instead of focusing, especially in business, instead of focusing on, a lot of people talk about how to make money. Instead, they should just think about what I want to do, who do I want to help. They think too much about the material success. And if you only care about the money, then you won't get as far, because you don't care about the people, you don't care about what you do, and you're only motivated by the money. And so I asked myself, if somebody gave me $1 billion right now, what work task would I be doing? And that's how I ended up here. Like, reading The Infinite Game is definitely going to help you find your purpose, whether that is in business or whichever aspect in your life. Finding your path and your way, that is what the book is going to do for you. If you read all of these books just like I did, definitely going to help you to become you and become a better you, because it helped me so much to, it made me reflect on the state that I was in. I thought I was doing good. Then I read the book and I was like, shit, I need to improve on this. Or I just got these crazy realizations while reading these books. And these were the ones that creating the wow effect most in my mind, that were these books, to be honest. You're clearly interested in self-improvement videos just like this one, so just go down and click the subscribe button. It's a win-win for me and you. Remember to also join the Discord. And last but not least, remember to put one foot in front of the other.